This is TAIFA World Community. I'm the minister. They call me old school. And I got a message for the brothers. Listen up, brothers. Listen up, brothers. A lot of y'all haven't been taught leadership. Because you like me, you maybe didn't have a father in the family. Or if you had uncles or people you never talked to them. That's another thing. Talk to the people in your family. I don't care what differences you have. You're always going to learn something. The older, the better. You don't know what you don't know. Because when I was young, I had a grandmother who was old. She must have been from the 1870s or 1860s. And I didn't have enough sense to talk to her. Man, the things I could have learned. But you don't know what you don't know. I was about 9 or 10, so I didn't know to talk to her. We all trying to figure this life out. So I can understand why y'all don't talk to the elder. Until you get older, then they may not be here. Man is to be a provider, protector. That means he got to protect his community and he got to provide for his community. The women out there bragging about government giving them free money with no shame. She said we're lazy because we're not taking advantage of the government free money. Her man is supposed to be providing for her or her community. We're supposed to be providing for her so she won't be bragging about the government giving her free money. It ain't nothing free. How did the government give money? How did the government give money? That's your money. People just don't think what they say. She think the government just got their own money. No, we are the government. Somebody tell that sister that. Anyway, brothers, protect means you got to really to fight and die if necessary to protect what's yours. Not just your family, but your community. It used to be you can identify our community because we all looked alike. We all had the same complexion. But that's been changed. That was changed with the assassination of our leaders because they all was sold out by one of our own kind. We were always infiltrated by our own people. That's why I say you ain't got nothing to fear from white people. They want you to be successful. So you're a burden on them, on the society. It's the people who look like you got to worry about. Because they skin folks, it's not kin folks. So learn how to fight, first off. I mean, with fists. Only a coward got to have a gun or a knife. If you have a disagreement, challenge a man to a fist fight. That's where man to man comes at. That's the weapon of the enemy, the opposition. He conquered her with guns. He conquered us with guns because we didn't have guns. That's how he got over us. So why are we going to use the same weapon he used to enslave us? Think about it. You're going to use the same weapon as your enemy who enslaved you, who stole your identity and stole your land and stole everything from you. You still recovering from it. You still in trauma. Don't even know it because it's in your DNA. You can't get away from what your ancestors suffered. But why are you gonna use the enemy weapons. Why are you gonna use guns on each other? Just fight, man. Just say, hey, kick your ass, okay? Meet me so and so 6 o'clock. Yeah, that's how you settle disputes. At least my generation. We evolved a little bit. We went to switchblades. So you gonna slice somebody up with a switchblade, but switchblade, you had to have skill to use a switchblade because if you didn't know how to hold it right, you cut yourself. You know what a switchblade is? That's what you shave with. So the point I'm making is that we had skill in fighting. And the most damage you do is you slice somebody up, put some marks that they'll live with for the rest of their lives. But it wasn't about killing nobody. See, that's the enemy. He killed us, so now we want to kill each other. TAIFA World Ministries is trying to get you out of the mindset, get you out of that slave mind, the slave mentality. Because anytime you follow the enemy, then you are his slave. We speak his language, isn't that? Well, it's not really his language, but we speak in a language that he colonized us with. You think this colonial thing been over with? No. It's just really okay. I'm through talking. I just want to give a message to the brothers. Talk to the men. Learn how to be men. How to be responsible. I met a brother the other day, homeless brother. I was talking to him. I said, "Man, what you doing out here?" He talked, seemed pretty intelligent. And he's like he's bragging about the places he was kicked out and can't go. I said, "Man, that's a shame." So I was going to walk him someplace and help him get straight. You know, that's what ministers do. And I came upon this. It's like a mental health center on the way. So I said, "Hey, let's check it here, see what's going on." Long story short, he knew all about that place. He was telling me what they do, how they do it, but he wasn't willing to go through it. You rather stay on the street than to go through something you don't like to be normal. What kind of mind is that? I don't know. Anybody want to stay on the street because they don't want to go through the hassle. Go through the hassle, man. Don't let nobody keep you from being normal. That hatred, man, that hatred got to go. You can't be walking around with this hatred. Yeah, you realize what happened in the past. Where it was your own people sold you out. Don't walk around hating them, man. That you ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself, man. That hatred is killing you. Because you take it out on others. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Somebody's trying to send me some nasty messages, but YouTube is on the job. They say we holding this message for review. Thank you, YouTube. I'm looking for my tribe. I'm looking for my people who want to get out of this mess. Well, the first thing I want you to do is teach your children not just how to read, teach them speed reading. This is how they get ahead. All these millionaires, they got a start early of reading. And reading, man, you don't need school or college. Look at your millionaires. They don't go to school or college no more. They're not teaching anything. You can teach your child speed reading and he go through a set of encyclopedias. It won't take him that long if he's a speed reader. And he'd be a genius. That's what Bill Gates did. That's what Fuckberg did. Was it whatever his name? People say he's a clone. I won't be surprised they got clones walking around here, bishops walking around here. But you gotta have a plan, brothers. You gotta stick to your plan no matter what. Don't let nobody deter you. Because so once you get a plan, they're gonna come. They just coming to, let's say, the Creator sending them to test you to see if you're gonna stick to your plan. Don't let somebody deter you from what you're gonna do. But you got to deal with people with emotional intelligence. You know the brothers locked up because they don't know how to handle their emotions. Most of the people locked up because they don't know how to handle their emotions. A woman judge said that on the tube. She locked her brother up, and the reason why he couldn't handle his emotions. That's why, and she said herself, that's why most people are incarcerated. Most brothers are incarcerated because they lost their manhood. Men, we don't lose our emotions. That's what make you a man. You stand up to whatever, fearless. But you got to use words. You got to be thick-skinned. Yeah, I know you picking up. They hate you. So what? I was watching this movie, Negro. What Magic Negro? It's pathetic because all this movie talked about was white people and how to make them comfortable and how they look at you. Man, you got to be looking at them. Worry about how they're looking at you. Forget them. If they ain't gonna help you, just ask them to get out your way. They not thinking about you. They'll worry about their families. They're trying to keep from being homeless like you. The point being made is that you can't go through life worrying about what people think about you. Neglect is your friend because they're neglecting you. That's to your advantage. You can do what you need to do. You look for them to come and help you, or you mad because they won't? God help those who help themselves. I just want you young brothers to get some sense and get off these streets thinking you're gonna make something happen. That time is over with. Learn speed reading. I know we can't read. Learn speed reading because they didn't teach you to read. They taught you to call words. And you can't call words more than you can speak words. So you are just gonna call words maybe 100, 200 words a minute. You take you a whole day to get through a 200-page book, 10 hours, if you go by the way they taught you to read. So you gotta up the game. You gotta up your game with technology. When you learn to speed read, reading gonna be a pleasure when you learn to speed read. And you can go through a 200-page book instead of 10 hours. You go through it in maybe 2 hours or one. But you got to put the discipline in. That's the main thing. You got to be disciplined. What I'm talking about have your goals. Can nobody turn you from your goals? Have your determination. Can nobody stop you? You got to have a spiritual life too. You got to believe in something. Well, I think I got my point across. A lot of trolls in here. I don't see nobody with no intelligent questions, so they're not supposed to be here. if you don't have any intelligent questions to talk to me about. Why are you here? What do you want from me? How you to the tribes? We thrive. We don't survive.